In the pitch-black night, a fisherman is catching wild fish swimming nearby. He's not only using his spear but also using a small net,
Wow.
resulting in a substantial catch.
Hunting at
And with
night
us,
at
Lieutenant Banana Chanel, for the next 8 minutes, will show you every moment of his catch. But before we continue, please have a cup of coffee. He began by walking through a very quiet but quite creepy cemetery and through several small alleys. Finally, the fisherman arrived at a location where many wild fish were hiding among the wild grass. The fisherman carefully began to observe every side by side of the place. It didn't take long. The first boom of the spear was released with a loud sound hitting the surface of the murky water. The spear vibrated loudly, indicating that his spear had hit the wild fish. The fisherman quickly raised his spear with each end gripping the wild fish and managed to lift it to land. The first one managed to catch the fish perfectly and marked the beginning of the story of the next fisherman. Still in the same spot, the fisherman continued to search for the wild fish that initially appeared to be numerous and swam out of hiding. Once again, the fish appeared before his eyes. Carefully but surely, the fisherman threw his spear into the stillness of the night. Boom! The sound was loud enough to split the water's surface, and for the second time, his spear successfully caught the wild fish. After getting the second fish, the fisherman did not immediately stand up, but instead he aimed his spear again at the fish that were still in the same area, and boom, his spear hit the surface of the water that was inhabited by many wild fish, and again his spear managed to catch the fish very well. With so many fish still gathered in the same area, the fisherman simply turned around and his spear was immediately thrust back in without even having time to stand. The thud of his spear rang out again, loudly piercing the silence of the night. Instantly, the fish was perfectly caught, each spear tip gripping the body of each wild fish. The fisherman had just stood up and was about to leave when suddenly a wild fish approached him with very agile movements and was very difficult to catch. His shot missed, but the fisherman was very agile to match the fish's fast movements, so that the time came for the fisherman to aim again with a quick but measured movement, and the agile fish was caught perfectly. The shoal of wild fish scattered in all directions, including into narrower areas, and the fisherman tried to chase them even though it was very difficult to get in. But the fisherman managed to catch one fish that was separated from the shoal. Due to the limited area and the difficulty of catching fish with a spear, the fisherman switched to using a small, yet quite effective net in the confined space. Sure enough, he managed to catch a fairly large fish, still alive. He is not only skilled with a spear, but also quite adept at catching fish using a small net. He learned all of this from his ancestors, learning it to survive in all conditions while preserving the traditions and local wisdom of his region. After being in a narrow area for some time and having managed to catch a few fish, the fisherman came out and found a school of fish swimming in a wider area with banks adjacent to an unmaintained pond inhabited by many wild fish which they used as hiding places.
With a small net, the fish were caught one by one with remarkable ease. The night wore on, and a gentle breeze caressed the fisherman's body, soothing him despite the sweat still pouring from his hard work. The sound of trickling water and the chirping of nocturnal insects seemed to accompany the fisherman that night. The plastic bag was already starting to fill, becoming somewhat heavy, making it difficult to move.
After catching a few fish with a small net, the fisherman returns to his spear, attempting to catch fish in the wild pond depicted in the center. With his flashlight still bright and his remaining energy starting to drain, the fisherman again finds a large fish hiding underwater, its body camouflaged by black mud. Boom! It makes a loud sound, creating quite a splash. Once again with his spear, the fisherman successfully catches a fish for the umpteenth time. Still in the same pond, the fisherman again monitored every slightest movement beneath the surface. He knew that his keen instincts were telling him not to move on to another pond because there were still several large fish lurking in that wild pool. And his instinct was right. A ferocious fish suddenly appeared from the surface of the water right in front of his eyes. With a swift movement, his spear shot out like a hypersonic missile that made the ferocious fish have no time to dodge. Immediately, the surging water disturbed the tranquility of the night, while the fish in the grip of the spear struggled with all his might to free itself. For the umpteenth time, the fisherman showed his skill in playing the fish spear well. Having just put the fish in his bag, the fisherman without hesitation threw his spear again, and suddenly the wild fish appeared before him, as if challenging his spearmanship. One throw yielded one fish, directly proportional to his skill.
After each fish is caught, the bags are filled, sweat pours, and fatigue sets in. In the stillness of the dusk, the fisherman returns home with his catch and unforgettable memories. This tradition is not just about fishing, but about honoring the cultural heritage and the nature that gives life. And the fisherman will continue to uphold this tradition, so that stories of courage and patience will continue to flow from generation to generation. And we, Lieutenant Banana Chanel, take our leave. Thank you for listening to the story of this great fisherman. We will meet again another time with more fascinating tales of fish hunters. May God bless you.